The next application for the double integral, what we are going to discuss or talk about is nothing but center of gravity of a plane lamina. Prior to this, the major applications of the double integral, what we usually talk about is area, second is mass, calculation of mass plate, third one is center of gravity, and last one is volume by double integral. Actually, the double integral represents the calculation of area of a surface, but the triple integral usually is associated with the calculation of the volume, right? So triple integral basically is responsible for obtaining the volume, but in this case we are going to study the application of this double integral in by means of calculating the volume. So here the volume will be calculated with the help of the double integral. That means one of the coordinates should be kept silent, or one of the coordinates should be converted to the other two, so that we get the system into the xy plane or xz plane or yz plane, and appropriately the double integral can be applied. So in such cases, or in this case, we will be getting down the simplification. So herein I am interested in calculating the volume with the help of double integral as well, right? So in general, if any problem for volume is given to you, you can directly calculate it with the help of the triple integral. Elementary triple integral is one of the topic what we have dealt earlier, wherein z is a function of xy, y is a function of x, and lastly the pair of constant is only for the variable x. Now in center of gravity, usually we try to find out the coordinates, right? So the coordinates will be calculated as x bar comma y bar. If the density is a function of x and y, that is rho is equal to f of xy, then the coordinates x bar comma y bar of center of gravity are given by. So actually to calculate the center of gravity means we will be getting down the coordinates for them. So coordinate is denoted by x bar and y bar. So how is this x bar given by? In the numerator, double integral over a rho dx dy, and it should be multiplied by x. Why? Because we are interested in calculating the x coordinate. Denominator, or it is divided by double integral rho dx dy. Do not think in the manner that rho dx dy can be cancelled from numerator and denominator. Arey x ही तो बचता है. नहीं, this is inside the integral sign. The complete term has to be evaluated first, and if there is any common, then only we can cancel out from the numerator and denominator. So kindly do not do it in any of the sense. Why? Because here rho dx dy, though it is seen common in the numerator and denominator, but it cannot be cancelled out because it is inside the integral. Initially this particular integral will be different. This integral will also be different because it is multiplied by x, and while doing the integration with respect to x, you may get the different answer. So always mind well that we cannot directly cancel out. So to remember the formula for the calculation of x coordinate, x bar will be double integral over a rho x dx dy upon double integral over a rho dx dy. Y bar में numerator will be rho dx dy, but it will be multiplied by y, and in the denominator both the ways or the terms it is same, double integral over a rho dx dy. What is this a? A is nothing but the area of the lamina. So for the Cartesian coordinate system, whenever you require to calculate the coordinates for the center of gravity, x bar will be given by this formula, y bar will be given by this formula. In case of polar coordinates, rho is equal to f of r comma theta. Why? Because it is a function of r as well as theta. Then x will be replaced by r cos theta, dx dy is automatically replaced by r dr d theta. So accordingly our formula also changes. What is that? In case of polar coordinates, if rho is equal to f of r comma theta, then here x bar will be double integral over a rho r cos theta rho r dr d theta. In the denominator, rho will be as it is, dx dy is converted to r dr d theta. Y bar is equal to double integral over a, y will be replaced by r sin theta rho as it is, dx dy is converted to r dr d theta upon denominator में double integral over a rho dx dy is nothing but r dr d theta. If it is constant, the above formula, if rho is not given, we take it as constant. So we will be having now constant in the numerator, suppose I take it as k, and in the denominator also it will be k, which can be taken outside the integral, and hence it is cancelled out from both numerator and denominator, because constant has nothing to do with the integration. So whenever density is supposed to be the constant, when not provided, usually I take it as constant, and it cannot be included in the integral. So in that manner, it will be cancelled out. So suppose the constant is k in the numerator as well as denominator, take it outside. Here also it will be outside, and it gets cancelled out from both numerator and denominator. So in such cases, rho will be absent, or you take simply to keep in mind rho is equal to 1. So formula will be x bar is equal to double integral over a x dx dy upon double integral over a dx dy. Y bar will be double integral over a y dx dy upon double integral over a dx dy. So in case of polar coordinates, rho will again be 1, and the formula becomes double integral over a r cos theta r dr d theta upon r dr d theta r sin theta into r dr d theta upon double integral over a r dr d theta. This note is very, very important. If the area is symmetrical about x-axis, the curve is symmetrical about x-axis, जैसे यहाँ पर initial line में it is symmetrical about the initial line, that is x-axis, then center of gravity will lie on x-axis and y coordinate will be 0. So y bar will be 0. So whenever the curve is symmetrical about x-axis, center will lie on x-axis or center of gravity will lie on x-axis. So y bar will be 0. On the other hand, if the area is symmetrical about y-axis, center of gravity will lie on y-axis and x bar will be equal to 0. So always you remember this, that whichever axis it is showing symmetrical, the opposite variable coordinate will be 0. Suppose it is symmetrical about y-axis, center of gravity will lie on y-axis and x bar will be equal to 0. If the area is symmetrical about x-axis, center of gravity will lie on x-axis and y bar will be equal to 0. So these are the important set of formulae. As I told you, this integration is a bit tedious task, because in the numerator you need to calculate or solve it separately in the denominator also, and that ratio will be taken as a center of gravity coordinate x bar. ऐसा ही आपको y bar भी निकालना है, बराबर है. So only from the objective questions point of view, you need to remember the formulas appropriately and in between the region if it is asked, so as to get the simplification in the proper manner. The center of gravity x bar comma y bar of a thin plate occupying an area A in the xy plane and having density rho f of xy is given by x bar is equal to this value, and accordingly we will be having down the simplification and getting down the answer. In case of polar coordinates, x bar will be r cos theta rho r dr d theta and the simplification. Just for your understanding, one example we do. Find the coordinate of center of gravity for the area bounded by parabola y square equal to x and the line x plus y equal to 2. Here density is not given, so it is assumed as constant k, and therefore we will be not having down the rho, value of rho, because that constant can be cancelled out from both numerator and denominator. Now calculation of the center of gravity coordinate x bar will be double integral over a x rho dx dy upon rho dx dy. Now this is the parabola y square equal to x, x plus y equal to 2 is a line. Get the coordinates on the x-axis and y-axis and point of intersection of the parabola and the line. Appropriately draw the strip, get the region. So considering here the horizontal strip parallel to x-axis, it is moving from curve x is equal to y square to the line 2 minus y. So therefore the limits of x becomes y square to 2 minus y. And if you slide this particular strip, it is moving from 4 to 1, or sorry, y coordinate will be moving from -2 to 1. So accordingly the integration will be done appropriately for this. X coordinate may be two different types of integral are there. One is numerator, another is denominator. Simplify and get the answer. Similarly, you calculate it for the y bar. Y bar may it will be involving y. Do the integration appropriately, get the answer. The coordinate will be y bar. So final answer will be center of gravity calculated as x bar comma y bar. So this is what is the important point that you need to keep in mind for the calculation purpose, because that is what is important. So always remember it properly. The formula for the Cartesian coordinate system, formula for the polar coordinate system, and then do the simplification appropriately. That will be giving you the final answer. So in the problems related to the center of gravity coordinates, whenever the density is not given, it is assumed to be constant, and constant can be cancelled out from both numerator and denominator. For Cartesian coordinate system, it is involving x for the x coordinate in the numerator and y in the y coordinate in the numerator. For polar coordinate, directly use the simplification. For x as r cos theta, for y as r sin theta, and accordingly dx and dy will be converted to r dr d theta. So that is all regarding the center of gravity, the coordinates to be calculated for the center of